For the record, if there's ever a discrepancy with my time and death count, it's because I was practicing on the same save file or I had a failed recording. In this case, it was a little bit of both. I was floundering in 3-1. I was embarrassed enough to stop it and figure out what I'm doing wrong. I would say this is still the easy part of the game. I'm a little more worried about the boss of this area, but I think it should be fine. By the way, just in case you've watched this far and you're not sure if you want to play this game or not, or if it's too hard for you, you can try Angel mode, but I want to stress, don't stick to Angel mode the entire time. It's just if things are too hard for you and you want to get a little bit further and see more, play Angel mode, but then go back and play normal mode, because that's definitely the intended experience in many ways. Oh, the music here. I remember it well, and I even wrote a note that I should talk about it. You can just ignore the turret up there. I was trying to kill it, and that's what the jump refreshers are for, but I think it's harder than just avoiding triggering it and falling down here. If you time it right, you can land on that ledge, dodge the boulder, and keep going. But yeah, this music is from Ginga Force. Yeah, that's what you do there. Right, and there's a checkpoint. I forgot the layout down there. Ginga Force, I haven't played it, but I'm familiar with it because it's a shmup, but it's a very unusual shmup. It's like a JRPG. You have full customization on your ship, progression and RPG elements, and the game is broken up into individual chunks of levels and bosses. And the whole game is based around a story of a bunch of pilots and villains, I'm pretty sure. It's like if an anime was a shmup and it was playable. That's how I would describe it. And the soundtrack is by Yosuke Yasui, who is amazing. His work is one of the first things that comes to mind when I think about video game music. Other than the most obvious and stereotypical of examples, I suppose. Like the Mario Bros. Theme or something like that. And another of my favorite composers is actually heavily influenced by Yosuke Yasui, and that's awesome. He also did the soundtrack to, not the composer, inspired by him, but Yosuke Yasui himself did the soundtrack for a shmup called Eschatos, which is excellent, and I recommend it. And also some more miscellaneous things, like a couple of tracks for albums called Megalomachia. I quite like those albums, although my knowledge of them and the composers involved is kind of limited. Okay, although I know what to do here, it's a bit more of a struggle. There we go. Maybe I just needed to shut up. There's a new enemy here. This flower thing. Those seeds fly out at random angles and they're affected by gravity. I'm pretty sure there's a block there that they can't shoot past, so I should be safe to just go down here now. Yeah. This is dangerous. I think the range of the random spread of those seeds is accounted for, and you can always avoid it. Yeah, here's something strange. This is a single enemy, but it takes 2 rockets to kill, and it shoots a volley of 3 homing projectiles. I don't mind reuse of enemies, that's just a little strange. It's not even a palette swap. which I think would actually help you tell that it's different from most of those turrets. Ah, damn it. I actually forget, are these armored? No, I don't think they are. Otherwise the shotgun would have taken way longer to kill them. Of course, staying close is dangerous because of that. The music is just so good, so catchy. It suits any kind of arcade action game, I would say. And it still works here. A lot of great choices on the arranged set of tracks for this game. Arranged as in the same way you would pick different flowers and arrange them in a bouquet, I guess. You didn't make the flowers, though. I guess that's the analogy. There we go. There's something very silly about these boulders. I think it's the explosion and the sound effect. I think the shotgun is good here, so I can... yeah. Oh. Oh, is the graphic of that crate randomized? That's kind of funny. Also, these boulders are on a global cycle that starts whenever the stage loads, which it reloads whenever you die. I don't know if that's particularly useful, but that's how that works. I forget how this box works. I could have sworn that... oh, right. This box only blocks me, not the enemies. How rude. I think I can jump over all of these tokens above this plant. I was safe. I could have tried to jump out there. I'm too overzealous with the R key. The R key is not just when you die. You can always press R to reset, so... don't get too overzealous. You might be screwing yourself out of salvageable situations. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. Ah. I rewatched a speedrun of this game. I think I mentioned it in the previous part. It was a lot of fun. I hope my commentary is at least as good as that guy's commentary. Oh no, I can't remember how this goes. Oh wait, there's a spot to stand on here. Right. Sort of a leap of faith here. The plant is definitely meant to protect those guys. I think it's neat that these boulders are falling all the way at the top of the level to here. Whenever I notice stuff like that, I wonder how far ahead they planned in the level design. Or if at some point they had to go back and change something like that. I just realized these soldiers, the way they run, sort of reminds me of Metal Slug. I wonder if that's... it could easily be a coincidence, but who knows. From what I can tell, the devs have a very diverse set of tastes. I think I can stick with the machine gun here, it's fine. The way these soldiers fire is completely consistent, so you can get a rhythm for it. Right, it takes two. I do keep thinking one rocket is enough just because of the visuals of the enemy. Okay, now this time... There we go. It'll be funny if I beat certain bosses without much trouble and then I just keep dying for 20 plus minutes on a single jump. Oof. D. That's the worst so far. Oh, something I forgot to mention now that I see this lobster here. I remembered. In the train level, those crabs that were falling out of the sky inexplicably. You can kill these piranhas, by the way. They pop up at random telegraphed places. But the crabs on the train have a melee attack if they get close enough to you. At least a melee attack animation. I think they extend a hitbox and they stop moving when they do the melee state, but I'm not entirely sure. Because they typically just crush me or they die to a rocket immediately. Surprise! For old time's sake. A silly little trap, and it's right next to a checkpoint, so it is just for fun. If a side-scroller was trying to be challenging similarly to this game, but it wasn't, and I want to be the guy fan game, I don't think it would do that. But since that's the community and the, what do you call it? It's the trope people are used to. There's nothing wrong with indulging in it a little bit. Okay, I think I want to shoot the lobster, but... The water doesn't kill you, actually. What am I doing? I should know that. I've played this game before. I may have forgotten how to deal with this gator trap. Or would this be a saltwater crocodile? There we go. Something weird. This isn't solid. There's a space here. I actually know why that's there, but I won't tell you. Not yet, anyway. This is the part where you have to realize that the water isn't deadly. Another one. This time before the checkpoint, that's a bit more mean. But that didn't get me the first time either. Ah. I like this bit. It's not immediately obvious, but this game does a lot to get you to use... I forgot about that one. To get you to use each weapon in pretty much every direction. I have fired the machine gun, shotgun, and rocket launcher up, down, left, and right. Each of the 4 directions has been useful somewhere in the game. And I think this slope right here as an example of firing a rocket down being a good idea. I wonder how much of that's intentional, because it works out pretty well. Oh, I think that might have been 2 lobsters. I got lost in my own thoughts again and forgot to watch out for the croc. I think you could. I'm curious. I never thought to do this before. Yeah, you can take out 1 piranha with 1 rocket. I think the shotgun also does enough damage because they're not armored. I guess this is just the point where all of the homing missile turrets get upgraded. Now that I think about it, I don't remember seeing singular missile turrets past this point. The piranhas could have gotten me there. These are telling you to go in the water. Because that's the end. I do kind of like the piranhas. The fact that you can kill them, I think, mitigates any frustration of their RNG. And for what it's worth, the slightly randomized position of the piranhas does... It stops you from completely memorizing the level and autopiloting through it, I think. Although maybe that's not true for speedrunners. I think if you move fast enough, the piranhas don't matter anyway, so that's nice. At least it wasn't mentioned in that run I watched. Ah, it escapes me. I should say the name of the runner. It was in Fan Game Marathon. I think you can find it. It was a 100% run of just this guy. Although, spoilers for my playthrough, and for the game in general, of course. I like these jellyfish, but I'm pretty sure that hole there is death, because you can't move past those tokens if you fall below them. Ah, right. I thought they come from below, but no. They're a bit beyond the hole. Oh, it comes naturally to me, but it's worth noting that this whole level is underwater and you have infinite air jumps because of that. Do those lobsters actually have... I think it's just that a rocket kills them in one shot, and that's good. I think the shotgun... all of its damage doesn't happen instantly, so... There we go. I missed one. Yeah, like right there. The lobster didn't die. I gotta say, I can see myself getting stuck on the later parts of this game all over again, so... for the time being, when things are easier... I won't say straight up easy, just easier. I'll upload daily for as long as I can, and then past a certain point, I'll just upload whenever I manage to pull it off. Right, wait. This was an infinite stream of jellyfish, and I don't think... No, they're killable, it's just there's no point. Little bit of interface screw from that tentacle. You can't avoid it even if you kill the tentacle quickly. It's not too hard to get used to. I'm not the biggest fan of gimmicks like this because they don't affect gameplay at all, but I can tolerate it. It's not the end of the world. The ink is transparent. The low ceiling above those small spikes is kind of rough. I think I can ignore the lobster and, yeah, and the tentacle. That's fine. I can't remember if I went over or under last time. I mean, I'm always going under, but you know what I mean. I hit the token there. I don't know how that runner managed to commentate the entire time, even during the hardest parts of the game. I know there's a jellyfish there. What am I doing? Oh, there was still one in the wall. There. Okay, they really scatter. Maybe it would be best if the jellyfish weren't covered up by the wall graphics. I think that would be best. And you have to reach this point of the screen for the ink to go away, but there's another tentacle right there, so yeah, I think that's just if you die, it gets reapplied. Is the idea. Hey, I made it. That kind of messes me up sometimes. The tokens, provided you jump after you touch them, they don't force you down to the ground completely, you just can't move past them. But if you were to jump, like I did there after touching the first of those two tokens, then you can reverse back up again. And if you're already falling, you're not going to notice much of an effect from touching one of those tokens. Oh, right. Why do I remember there being more past this point? Because, that's it. I'll take a B. Much like certain action games I may or may not play on the channel in the future, expect to get nothing but Fs the first time you play Justice Guy. That's just how it is. Never paid any attention to it, but it looks like this whole landmass is in space on the map. It's just stars instead of ocean. Okay, I'm a little worried about this boss, but let's see. I think so far this is as long as the previous video. Will I get close to an hour on this boss? That's the question. Yosuke piloting Balaneum. This thing looks pretty cool. The entire sprite is a hurt box. I messed up. For that particular attack, you want to stream it across the entire arena. And that's what the downwards arrow above your head means. I think every boss, for the most part, has some sort of... Oh, I actually survived that. You don't have to slide for that move. That was kind of a mistake. But I think all of these bosses have a reflex check attack. That's what I'm gonna call it. There's a very subtle cue, and you need to do something specific when you see it. And if you fail, you're pretty much gonna die, just because you didn't react quick enough. And this is the desperation part of this boss. I can't remember if rockets are a good idea. I don't think they are. Oh, maybe they are. I think it has armor at this point. You kind of want to stay towards one side like this and just react to what it does. It has quite a few different moves in this phase that will force you to move to different locations. Like that. And then you want to reset back to here, because that can happen. Ah! Oh, that was so good. But I guess I didn't show off everything, so it's fine. It's fine that I died there. This is how you avoid this. You want to jump over the water on the sides, because it's getting blasted by machine gun fire as well, so if you're in the water when that happens, you're dead. Yeah, you just sort of jump diagonally off and back onto the platform in a specific rhythm, and you're good. Like this. It took me a while to figure that one out. I was just dying instantly and wondering, wait, what am I supposed to do there? What's the tell for the machine gun fire? I was staring at the boss and not at the arrow above my head, so you need to be very perceptive for these fights. I'm getting kind of lucky with phase 1, I don't know what it is. To use rockets, that's it. There's a good tell for that, but you gotta be quick. The moonwalking is useful there as well for when you want to get back in the corner, if you want to keep shooting the boss at the same time. You want to get close on the floor if it fires like that, yeah. And that's where the moonwalk slide is a good idea. Yes! I have definitely gotten way better since I first played this game. These videos are short. I'll try not to get too comfortable with that, though. A. Ah. If I won the first time, it probably would have been S. Nice. Yeah, that's all I have to say, really. Yeah, I didn't have much in the way of notes, anyway. I would add something if there was something still on my commentary notes, but there's nothing, so thank you for watching.